I think they're really a draft class away from being a serious contender. So I'm looking at next year's team as being that team that's like, holy shit, this could really be a dark horse team.
Tyler's not here, but his Eagles did get a win in the first week of preseason, 34-27 over the Bengals. And then they lose against the Browns 22-13. Your Raiders, they get a tie against the Seahawks in the first week of preseason football against the Seahawks. And then the Niners in the first week of preseason, they lose 30-9 versus the Broncos. Niners and Raiders played each other, and the Niners ended that game was supposed to end up being a tie. And then your was third or fourth string quarterback threw an interception with like 20 seconds left, and the Niners were able to get a walk-off game-winning field goal, get the win 22-19 on Saturday. So I guess since it's just me and you, we can talk a little bit about what we liked, what we didn't like about that game. Since I'm talking, I'll go first. What I liked in that first drive from the Niners, I liked Ricky Pearsall and Brock Purdy's connection. That looked really good. That looked really promising. They only had one drive together, but they looked like they were in sync a little bit there. What I didn't like Dominic Pooney playing on special teams and getting injured. Didn't like that at all. That pissed me off. I didn't like two running backs getting going down with injuries as well. I didn't like Patrick Taylor, the injured shoulder. He's going to miss some time. Corey Kiner, he was looking pretty good there. He's going to be maybe a depth piece at running back, special teamer type guy. He's fortunate that his injury wasn't worse. He was able to put some pressure on his ankle before stepping into the cart and get carted off. Uh, didn't like that at all. What I didn't like, uh, I didn't like the kicker making the 26 yarder that probably wasn't going to be good from 30. But I did like getting two field goals at the end there, especially that last one from about 59 yards out, walking it off. That's a confidence building type field goal. I Obviously it's preseason, but his job is on the line, you know? Like every kick is life or death for that guy's career, Jake Moody. And you make a 59 yarder as time expires, that's good confidence. The way everybody was cheering him on, like that field goal meant something for him for sure. It meant it, and like that feels good. That's the kind of kick, if he is going to have success this season, I think we can look at making that field goal as time expires as sort of maybe an emotional turning point. It's not a statistical turning point because these don't actually mean anything statistically, but emotionally, that's huge. You know, being able to make a 59 yarder as time expires and then everybody's happy for you at the end. They're cheering you on. That's one of our pictures on the when you click on this episode is everybody kind of like cheering him on, picking him up and everything. So that's huge. That's emotionally big for him, and he goes 5 for 6.
Yeah.
So that's a good sign going forward. Hopefully, like hopefully the yips are gone now. And I know I just cursed it by saying that Y word right there. So never mind. Forget everything I just said. It's all over. He's doomed. Go ahead, you're up, Sam.
Yeah, I mean, win-loss record, these games don't mean anything. You want to win just to say you won, but I feel like, for the 49ers and the Raiders, you were getting there, Vince, alluding to it. W- uh, with the offseason changing, you have less padded practices, you have less contact with the players from a coaching staff. I feel like preseason, yeah, it doesn't. We can say it doesn't matter, but at the same time, I feel like every rep matters more in the preseason than it ever has because you don't have the opportunity in the offseason. You don't have the padded practices and in OTAs. You don't have as much practice and training with these guys. So it's extremely important the reps that you get out of your starters, your second string, your third string, and everybody battling just to get on the roster. So I think this game was extremely important for both teams. Unfortunately, the Raiders, made a couple of mistakes and the 49ers won the game. Congratulations to them. That's fine. But for me, I felt like the reps that the Raiders got on their starting players, I thought they really maximized what they got. I think we see Genty is a real dude. That is that's a man dog. I know he had the little stinger on the shoulder and had to take a couple plays off, but he was okay. He came back and scored a touchdown. And that linebacker put a hit on him and he just bounced off.
Mhm.
Genty didn't fall down. He walked off the sideline, got checked out. He came back, scored a touchdown.
Yep.
He's a real dude. He's going to be a real one.
Mhm.
I hope he
How
learned
how
his
how
lesson that don't try to square up a linebacker. Just, live to see another day. If that's a safety or a corner, fine. But
truck
you
him.
don't
Yeah,
need to
but
do that. You don't need to do that against a linebacker, even if you're going to get him to bounce off and win that battle. That's an unnecessary collision. So I hope you learned your lesson about that. But I think we could see that he's a real player. First play of the game, Geno Smith to Brock Bowers, they hook up for an amazing pitch and catch. I think we're going to see that a lot from this Raider offense. And then, Geno Smith took a shot downfield, had the rookie wide open. That it's very easy to say, "Oh, Geno Smith just missed him." Actually, the rookie messed up and looked back at the 30-yard line.
Mhm.
You don't need to do that at the 30. You probably need to look back maybe at the 10, but that ball was going to hit him at the 5. If he runs through and doesn't look back, he is walking into the end zone for a touchdown. I think
Mhm.
that's going to get corrected. We have a good offensive coordinator and a good coaching staff that's going to fix those things for the young players and coach them up. So I do think we're going to see things get better. Going into this year, we every Raider fan thought Jackson Powers Johnson was going to be the starting center. He's now moved over to the right guard, and Jordan Meredith is technically he's so sound at the center position. He's not making a lot of mistakes. He's making a lot of audibles. He's communicating well with Geno Smith, so they're getting in sync. And now you have a bulldog at guard who's opening up lanes and is gonna help with the run game and just be really physical. So I like where the offensive line is going as a unit. I think they're gonna get better as the season goes on. And I think offensively, this Raiders team is going to be a lot better than last year. I said this a few weeks ago. If you could get into the upper half of the league, they were like 32nd in running and scoring. So if you could just get into the top 15, you're going to win some games. Defensively, obviously, I have some concerns. Third and long continues to be a problem. Fourth and long continues to be a problem. You need to clean that up. You need to tighten it up somehow, some way. You need to fix it. That has been a problem. I love Patrick Graham, but that has been a problem with this Patrick Graham defense is that the middle of the field seems to be constantly open on third and long. I don't know why, but you need to do something about it. Defensively, I do think they're going to create some turnovers. That's because of the front seven. I think that's because of the emphasis that Pete Carroll defenses put on creating turnovers. And we saw some of that against the 49ers. So I think overall, the past 2 weeks have been really good weeks. They tied against Seattle. Seattle is said to be a team that's going to give the 49ers a run for the money for their division. They're kind of in that a lot of experts are predicting
Yeah,
Seattle
experts are
to be
saying
there.
that.
Um,
Yeah, we have our own predictions to make probably in a
sure,
couple of weeks. Yeah, we'll save our own hot takes for that. Sure.
sure.
Maybe I agree, maybe I don't. We'll see.
I'm just saying that the Raiders didn't blow the game and they did not play their best in that game. They were a very messy team against Seattle. and they still come out with the tie, had an opportunity to win the game. San Francisco is supposed to be a team that has everything that in the makings to make it right back into the playoffs. And you get to the playoffs, anything can happen. They could be a contender. And with a couple of missed opportunities here and there, the Raiders had an opportunity to win that game. They gave it away, but they were right there. My point is that I feel like this current team is going to be much better than what we saw in the years past. Am I going out and saying that they're going to compete for a Super Bowl? Probably not. But they have had two straight quality draft classes that we believe. I think they're really a draft class away from being a serious contender. So I'm looking at next year's team as being that team that's like, holy shit, this could really be a dark horse team. With that said, I still think they're going to be extremely competitive, much better than what they have been in the past couple of seasons, but they got to go out and prove it. You know, we can predict and say and talk and yada yada yada. You got to go out there and prove it. So that I overall, Vince, I feel
Yeah.
really good. They lost the game, but all the reps that I saw were really positive. I saw a lot of good growth, a lot of good coaching, a lot of teammates pulling each other up, helping each other out, and coming together as various units. So I think there's a lot of positivity in it, and I see that on both sides. I
Right.
saw that with the 49ers. I saw that with the Raiders. So
Yeah.
overall, I was entertained.
Yeah. The one thing about all these injuries that the Niners keep sustaining is none of them have been season enders, at least. So bottle, glass half full. So there we go. That's at least there's that on my end of things. Yeah, for the Raiders, right now, I think I'll give away my prediction. Like I think that they're going to be a pain in the ass. I think skill wise they're probably not a playoff team, but they're going to be a pain in the ass. So I probably see them as like 7 or 8 wins and a tough out every time. Like that's probably where I see them, is somewhere right, approaching 500, maybe a couple of lucky breaks there. You get above 500. I don't know, but a solid team. If they limit the mistakes, maybe they're above 500 by a game. But like they're a solid team, maybe good, maybe like right there, right on that edge. Probably not a playoff team, but like I said, a pain in the ass. And as for the Niners, like just the schedule alone, uh, they come into just based on the opponents that the Niners get to play, uh, the double digit wins easy. Like that. I mean, I've said it earlier. Like this is assuming you're healthy. There's no reason the Niners shouldn't have double digit wins, and yeah, contending for a a very high seed in the playoffs is where the Niners should be setting their sights on. So that's kind of where that's where the Niners sights are set, and as long as they stay healthy, and that's the goal. That's where I hope everything kind of ends up and shakes out. And if Christian McCaffrey's healthy, if we can get Dominic Pooney back relatively soon, why and not have him playing on special teams, that's another argument to be had for another time. I'm done having that argument right now. The final playoff preseason game is for the Niners. They're playing the Chargers at home. The Raiders, they're playing the Cardinals in Arizona. So that's fun. We got our league fantasy draft this weekend as well. So we'll be able to brag about that for those of you that care. That'll be fun as well. Um yeah, other than that, I think for now there's a couple of just regular old NFL notes that I just wanted to touch on before we move on to something else. Keenan Allen is returning to the Chargers on a 1-year deal. And then we got a couple of running backs getting their bags. Kyron Williams gets his extension, 3 years, 33 million. James Cook for Buffalo, he gets his extension, 4 years, 48 million. The hold in finally works as well. And the Browns this morning announced Joe Flacco is going to be the week 1 starter for the at quarterback. So fire
See,
up your wide receivers there. Joey Flacky gonna be slinging it 55 times. There we
I
go.
think,
That's
the New York Giants are like, "Nope, Russell Wilson, don't matter what anybody else does, we're
yeah,
going with
Jaxson
Russ."
Dart, grab the clipboard, son. Keep that
Yeah.
helmet and keep those pads locked up, man. You're not touching shit. All
To
right.
me, the only reason why if you're the Browns or the Giants and you're going with Joe Flacco or Russell Wilson is because, like, you don't know what your offensive line and team is going to be. So you're if anybody's gonna get the brains kicked out of them, let it be these guys. You
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. So to start the real schedule, you have for the Browns, they're hosting the Bengals, then they go to the Ravens, then the Packers, at the Lions, Vikings at home, then at the Steelers, then then the Dolphins, then you're at the Patriots, and that's through October. The Patriots
So
are,
you're saying they're going 0-8 or whatever.
right off the rip, yeah. Uh, at the Jets, then versus the Ravens. Oh, then they're at the Raiders, then home versus the Niners to close out November. Uh, yeah, so the schedule makers didn't do them much favors. So then their December schedule: Titans, Bears, Bills, Steelers, and then Bengals to close out the year. I mean, that is kind of
Let me
rough.
throw you a curveball here, Vince.
Yeah.
If Cleveland ends up with the number 1 overall pick, Arch Manning is going to pull an
Uh,
Uncle Eli.
No, well, I don't know, man. Like, maybe, maybe not. I don't know, but and just looking at the Giants' schedule, like the Giants don't have it any easier, man. This schedule is brutal. So they're at the Commanders, at the Cowboys, versus the Chiefs, versus the Chargers. Okay, at the Saints, to start October. That's a game that they could win. And then you have versus the Eagles, at the Broncos, at the Eagles, versus the Niners, at the Bears. The Bears, we expect them to be a lot better, versus the Packers, at the Lions, at the Patriots, versus the Commanders, versus the Vikings, at the Raiders, versus the Cowboys. Like there's not a win there. Maybe the Saints. Like I
Yeah.
think the Giants. It could be the Giants. He could be pulling the Uncle Eli for the Giants. Too. Like that
Can you
is.
imagine if he's like if the Giants have the number 1 pick and he's like, "No, no, no, no. We're not paying for the Giants.
Yeah. So
We wanna
honestly,
go to the Chargers.
oh man.
We want Harbaugh." That'd be
Yeah.
hilarious.
Oh god, yeah.
I mean, if you're Arch Manning though, you don't I mean, it's an honor to go to the NFL and be number 1 and I think he has another year, so I think he could
I
go
mean,
back to college if he doesn't
and
hire an
and
agent, right?
and the money he makes in college now is pretty good. So like he can always opt into staying in college too. Like
And
that is a lever.
his family money, he don't need the money.
That is a lever he can pull. Like that is always an option to him now at this point.
I would not be surprised if somehow, some way, the Manning family worked some type of deal to get him traded to a team that he wants to go to.
Yeah, or at
So,
least a team that he doesn't want to go to.
yeah.
If he can put together a 4-team do not draft me list, I would say to not be greedy and just say, hey, there's 4 teams before as the season is winding down. Hey, there's 4 teams you do not want to go to. What are those 4 teams? Um, and if one and if and if there's a bad team down there that you are willing to go to, which bad team is it that you are willing to go to, and let's see what we can do to make that happen, you know?
Yeah.
Like I would see that there might be some strings that they would be trying to pull, like, for sure. If there's a lever to be leveraged, hey, there we go. I found it. Only took a second try. Cut that, Tim. You know, make that. No, I'm kidding. I'm totally kidding.
You can't cut what's live.
That's right. Uh, oh well. Yeah. So, yeah, I could see that being a possibility. A lever to be leveraged. Yeah. Anyway, I think.
He's really close with Tom Brady,
Yeah,
so just saying.
Tim Brandy. Yeah.